Would probably help if I plugged in my microphone. I am out of it. I have been writing for most of the day, so my brain is a little bit fried. I apologize for that. So, welcome to the stream. Off to a great start. At least it was only for 5 minutes. Norway has some African colonies. That's pretty cursed. Europe just looks disgusting. Granted, it's right in the middle of the League Wars, so things might get better, but this is just gross. It's, who let this happen? Alright. Continuing our. Okay, we can't explore anything else, so we'll leave it as is. And it looks like this particular save game is running on a slightly older patch because I was doing a game on my own time in as France this week, and the way they made the native tribes work, it has made colonization a real pain in the ass. I kept getting my colonists sent back home, and I just wouldn't notice because it wouldn't notify me, which is great. But just another part of Paradox's fuck up with the latest patch. Damn it! I don't want to be Protestant. We're trying to do a Catholic England here. That would fuck up my colonization efforts so badly. Because it would give my colonies a different religion to me, which is never a good idea. I mean, that's fine, but it doesn't. I will take missionary strength. Yeah, Uh, I'm fucked on that, I think. Damn it. They shouldn't. Given how they implemented Anglicanism, the centers of Reformation shouldn't reach up into the British Isles. Are the League Wars over? What happened? Okay, that's interesting. Wait, did the Commonwealth join the Empire? No. That would be extraordinarily cursed. No, I don't want to be your friend, Norway. I really want to avoid continental entanglements. Especially after that last one almost melted my damn computer. There we go. No, I really don't want to be involved in any of your shit. Who are we friends with here? Alright, are they already my vassal? Okay, I should be able to annex them pretty... Yeah, I'll be able to annex them this year. Alright, when will this be done? As soon as that's done, I should have the range to hit Australia. I will take those free colonists. Um, let's execute a bailiff. Where are my colonists? Hmm. Might be able to reach it. I just diplomatically teched up. Yep, I can reach Australia. And I mean, my only real goal for this run is to do better than England did historically in this period. So, suppose we are trying to be bigger than the British Empire was in 1812, which... trying to find a map of it. Should not be that hard based on this map. Okay, so basically we're trying to be bigger than this. Which should not be particularly hard. So we're missing Guyana and some of the Caribbean islands, but we have Canada, we have the Cape, and we're gonna have Australia. So yeah, I think we're off to a decent start. Um, don't want to do that. Don't have the money to do that, most importantly. And have they stopped converting me? For now it looks like they have, which is very good. Take those free colonists, thank you very much. Let's improve relations here. See if we can't just integrate them. There we go. Soon the entire east coast will be ours. Austria doesn't consider me a rival. That's... yeah. We are already in the process of building a global empire, and they are... God, that border gore is horrific to look at. Alright, the Netherlands could be scary because they're buddies with France. And they're going to have a lot of the same interests that I do. What with them also being present in the English Channel. But we're about to have our first colony in Australia, and we just got a free colony further inland. Okay, got some fur in Ushant. Another self-sustaining one here. Now, we're already significantly larger than the British Empire was in this period because the British Empire was honestly a pretty late comer to the whole colonial game. I mean, they established their first colonies well after the French did, and the Spanish had been in America for roughly 2 centuries before the British even arrived. So it's interesting that arguably the people who wound up being the best at colonialism were really late to the game. Because you only really see the first British colonies in the Americas in the early 17th century. The first one being the Jamestown colony in 1607, and the second one being the hold on, being the Plymouth colony, which is much more famous, the much more famous of the two, in Massachusetts, which was established in the in 1621, I want to say. It was 1620s, definitely. Yeah, England was an island with many, many difficulties that it had to deal with before it could really screw around much in the New World. So let's see. The difficult provinces to take in Europe that I still need will be Malta, Gibraltar, and a couple Greek islands if we want to go fully historically accurate. Eventually, we will want to get into India too, but we won't need to conquer the entire subcontinent to do better than the British Empire did in this period. And we'll go into debt a little bit here. And Russia is now my rival, so we might be getting a bit of the great game here, which was historically Russia and Britain fighting over uh, influence in in Central Asia. It's also why Afghanistan has that weird panhandle in its borders. It was done to keep a buffer between British India and Russian Central Asia. Anti-clericalism. Yeah, I'll trade that loyalty. Get the money, and I can probably pay off my loan with that. And we would be making more money, but I'm trying to rapidly colonize as much as I can. The advantage with England is you do have the trade income to spam colonies. You have you have, you make more money than anybody else basically. And we got to deal with this cursed one province here. Got to go to war with Kilwa. And honestly, these soldiers here should be enough to do it. They're only really one province. Though I should wait until I have some actual Australian colonial troops to do it. There we go. And what's going on here? That bodes ill. So let's decrease tariffs. Yeah, we just won't have any tariffs for them. Yeah, we don't. We want to avoid the war for independence. Let's give these guys an explorer. Send him to go. There's some free troops I got from that integration. And up next, I'm gonna be trying to vassalize this bunch here. Let's send him a gift. And that's the thing. Early on in colonialization, most of the European powers um, relied largely on native allies to back their influence in the region because, again, most of these European powers did not have the manpower to basically forcibly conquer the entire continent. Um, and it was difficult considering most of these colonies were a literal ocean away from the home country. So let's recall you. Continue up the coast. There we go. We are making progress. Well, that's not good. Well, we have a second heir. He kind of sucks. No diplomatic skill, but it could be worse. I'll take the papal influence. Could use that. There's the buffs that the papacy can give you are pretty good. Nope, not interested in that. There we go. We're at the top end of Australia now, which historically the British really didn't start getting to until the early 19th century. So we are well ahead of the schedule here. Let's recall. Ocean is almost done. Send more. There we go. Might as well take the Turks and Caicos and Bahamas. Actually, no, we don't want to deal with that just yet. Because that'll make the Pope angry at us, because he has awarded the Caribbean to the Spanish. Dissemination of the coffee plant. And actually, coffee has a very important role in the rise of the Enlightenment because it largely replaced the low alcohol content beer that most of Europe was drinking because most of the water wasn't good. So I'll take that extra population and self sustaining. Nice. And we've got some rebels. And low stability. That's never good. Protect our trade. Yeah, we're going to lose that province, but Influence them, yeah. We are gonna want to vassalize them when we can. See if there's anything else we can do. No, only our last gift impacts them, so it'll be pretty useless to send a new one. Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna import coffee. I would not do well if that ever stopped. The only problem with colonizing the Pacific in this game is it takes forever for your colonists to actually get out there. Hmm. What can I do to... There we go. That should do it. And vassalized. Up next is the Mohicans. That is a great, great movie. Last of the Mohicans. One of the best soundtracks I have ever heard. Oh, I completely forgot about my pretenders. Shouldn't be too hard to deal with them, though. Maybe I spoke too soon. Alright, that was taken care of. Just gotta fight them again. And some of these civil wars for the crown historically lasted years upon years upon years. Hmm. Yeah, let's build a monument. That sounds fun. Can probably build a few buildings too. That'll work. So yeah, as I mentioned, I mean before I before I put my mic in, because I am lighting the world on fire lately. Um, I am going to be putting out one of the biggest snippets of history I've ever done this week. So on Tuesday, keep an eye out for the next one because it'll be about the development of the atomic bomb and the Manhattan Project. And I will tell you that J. Robert Oppenheimer will make anyone feel inadequate. The man graduated from Harvard after just 3 years, and then he completed his PhD by the age of 23, which is absurd. go. Need advisor. Alright, settler increase. I will take that, thank you. There we go. We have Australia. Nice. A country whose main export is hot people. But I will say, oh, we need all right, there we go. Military support, Diplo, admin. Nice. Now, where was he? Our fourth colonist, I mean. So, yeah, England's one of the only other countries aside from Spain that can get four colonists, which makes them exceptionally good at this whole colonialism thing. I mean, the Spaniards are also really good for the colonial game, but England, you have an even safer homeland. You're even less likely to be attacked in Europe, and you have the luxury of just kind of ignoring what's going on in Europe largely. Your involvement in Europe is entirely up to you, basically. Keep exploring the Pacific. I'll take that military power. I'm already good on generals, so don't need an alliance from you, Mantua. Nah. Maybe I can influence. I've already influenced them. I apologize for my dog. He is kind of stupid. I love him, but he's not the smartest dog in the world. Alright, got some incense from Australia. Support my merchants. Take the clergy loyalty, that's always nice to have. And I'll take more land, thank you. Alright, we're losing money again, but the Natal colony is almost done. back to making money. Hey there. Me too. It caused a crash earlier in the stream. What's going on your end? Yes, it is. God, they've completely screwed up the colonization game. I was doing a personal game as France this week, and every time you send a colony or a colonist, he gets sent back because the tribe moves to wherever you sent him. I get what they were going for with that, but they implemented it so poorly. Also, that is beyond stupid. I haven't even tried doing that yet. I have had enough trouble just establishing a foothold because it takes forever for you to actually land a colonist with how quickly the natives will just send a guy. Also, those were supposed to be some of the easiest wars in the game. That is beyond stupid. Also, we just got Elizabeth the Great or Elizabeth the First. Sorry, got her got my greats mixed up. But yeah, no, it is North America sucks now. I mean, it's probably more interesting to play one of the Native American tribes, but to do the colonization game, which is a lot of what this game is built around, it's just impossible. Yeah, no, it completely fucked up the how colonization works. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I didn't realize just how bad it was until I played a France game and just could not establish a foothold in Canada. It took forever, and I just have uh, Quebec and some of the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and it's just they really messed it up. They must not have, because or maybe they just play tested with the Native American nations because it's almost impossible to colonize as a European power now. How even just how do you fuck up that bad? The only the only cities in the Americas at that time that you could consider to be highly developed were in Central America, not North America. God, how do you mess up that bad? I'm really starting to understand how it became one of the worst rated, or I think it's the worst rated piece of content on Steam, which is honestly impressive because it hasn't been out that long. Yeah, it is. That little bit of the France game that I was playing where I wound up colonizing, it was just painful. Like, you need to be able to have a full blown military presence in the Americas if you even want to have a chance at colonizing. Yeah, you need to treat them. You need to invade them like you were invading another European power. Which this is great. Now my game is frozen. What's going on here? Are we hitting the second crash of the stream? We might be. Looks like you got a reboot. Sorry about that. Gonna have to reboot it again. No, they shouldn't, because historically they didn't. It's not only is it a pain in the ass gameplay wise, it is completely ahistorical. Yeah, I haven't gotten the DLC either. I've just been playing with the latest patch, and it sucks. Yeah, Paradox needs to invest in some playtesters. They really should. I mean, you could probably make an exception for like the Aztec or the Inca because they were historically city builders. But for the North American tribes, no. The Iroquois had a very impressive civilization, but they didn't build cities. Yeah, that's most of the tribes were nomadic. Again, with a lot of the changes they implemented for the North American tribes should have been relegated only to the Central American tribes. Because the Aztec were a very advanced civilization for the day, and they did have developed cities, but they were really the only ones, and the Inca too. But most of the Native American tribes were not, they weren't building massive cities or anything. Some of them did have major settlements, but they weren't on the scale of like what the Aztec and Inca were up to. So I think after this England game, the next run is probably going to be a non-colonial power because it sucks now. Maybe I'll do Russia. I don't think that's been ruined yet. I did also notice there's this one weird thing that they've implemented where it's. I noticed that a lot of countries do this weird thing where they just randomly release vassals that it doesn't make sense for them to release. Like in that France game I was playing, Spain for some reason released Leon, even though they had no reason to release Leon. They weren't forced to in a war. They did it 100% optionally, and I cannot understand why, other than they must have messed up the vassalization system. Also, no. Again, you might be able to make an argument for allowing like the Aztec to do that, but tribes like the Iroquois or the Huron, they were not that kind of a civilization. They weren't barbarians by any stretch of the imagination, but they weren't city builders. No, that's like a what you're describing is basically a small European power. And you're right, it does make colonization just a huge pain in the ass. Almost impossible unless you have the manpower for a full-scale invasion of the whole North American continent. Oh, I liked her. She was speeding up my colonization efforts. But we can get another global settler increase guy. That's good. I think it might be time to focus on military because I'm running with two military idea sets at the moment. Also, I do apologize for the lack of a Friday stream. I was working on the next Snippets of History episode, which is going to be a big one, covering the Manhattan Project and the development of the atomic bomb and the historical implications of it. And I wanted to see a friend of mine who will be leaving for Scotland soon, and then it will be very difficult to see him for over a year. But the Friday stream resumes this coming week, or this coming Friday, and I am 100% down for doing the multiplayer stream because by then I should have a significant dent in episode 5, which I started writing today. That is going to be an awesome episode. It's going to cover the basically the history of Christianity in the Roman Empire. Um, yeah, that I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know why this particular save hasn't implemented the Leviathan changes, but it hasn't, which is good because otherwise I'd have to restart this. But I do notice that some of these tribes are looking a little thicker than they usually are. Iroquois in particular, Cherokee are looking big, so's Caddo, but I can deal with all of them. But no, the next episode of the podcast is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be covering the history of Christianity within the Roman Empire, from the crucifixion of Jesus all the way up to the rise of Constantine, who was the first Christian emperor. Although there's some debate as to just how sincere Constantine's conversion was. But the thing, yeah, I know it's and it the border gore in North America is now almost as bad as it is in like the HRE, which is just disgusting. Ugh. And that's just you shouldn't get aggressive expansion in the Americas. I've been playing this game for years, and that has never been something that happens. Paradox really did just screw the pooch with this latest patch. Let's save him. And the thing is, you and I will probably have to restart our game because of how of what the DLC has done, basically. Like I get what they're doing. I get that they wanted to make North America more interesting to play in, but there were way smarter ways to do that. Like there are much more clever things you could have done to make the native tribes more fun to play. Like give them completely maybe give them bonuses for less development, like different kinds of bonuses than the European powers get, or something like that. but it's made a colonization game just not fun to play, which is bad because this game is set when most colonization was happening. So yeah, there are like maybe give them Prussia style bonuses where the smaller they are, the more powerful they are, paradoxically. Encourage them to remain small and relatively low development by giving them some kind of a combat bonus or something like that. Because historically, I apologize, wrong pipe. Been on this planet for almost 27 years and somehow I forget how to drink. But yeah, maybe because honestly, historically, part of what made the what gave the European powers difficulty is how the Native Americans fought. They didn't fight them head to head. They fought basically a guerrilla style war. So again, there's definitely something you can do there that wouldn't encourage the native powers to blob. Because it's not only is it not fun to play, it's completely ahistorical to what the Native American tribes were actually doing at this time in history. Like again, I could see giving the Aztecs some kind of a development bonus and allowing them to sort of modernize with the arrival of the Europeans, maybe the Inca too, but the North American tribes, definitely not. They were never as developed as the Central American tribes. Honestly, tribe isn't a very good word for what the Aztec were. They were an empire, just a relatively small one given the geography they were working within. And we're going to want to vassalize the Micmac as soon as we can. I'm gonna have to fix this border gore at some point. I hate it when the colonial nations do this. It's just disgusting to look at. Come on, I just need two more to make you vassalizable. Maybe a new gift? That won't work. Oh well. I can just go in and conquer them, but it's just way easier to vassalize. Also, the Papal State looking pretty thick. We're getting a battle pope. Yeah, that would be a really cool mechanic that would make playing a Native American power completely unique. Also, howdy there, welcome to the stream. We are just keeping this England run going. We have arrived in Australia. We still got to deal with this cursed Kilwa one province colonial nation, but that's right. I was going to send somebody to the Hudson Bay. But yeah, that would be a really cool mechanic that would make playing a North American native tribe completely unique and fun that wouldn't come at the expense of making colonization fun. Because if you've played a game recently, colonialization is not fun anymore. Because again, in my France game, I was having a hell of a time just getting my colonists to actually land. Because every time I would send somebody, also nice. Yeah, but every time I would send a colonist, they would get sent back because the tribe would move to the province that I had sent my colonists to. There we go. Almost got all of our national ideas unlocked too, which is nice. And I will take that settler increase. And I can change my native policy to trading, get some faster colonization, because now I've got minus 50% native uprising chance. I know the well, I mean, historically that's how it was. I mean, Heart of Oak was written for a reason. But no, the British Navy, nobody came close to them until the U.S. Navy got big. I mean, early on, the Spanish Navy were no slouches, um, but the British Navy was absurdly good. Also, that is an absurd morale difference. Holy crap! Damn it. Well, I might have to kill them. I've been trying to peacefully vassalize them, but I might have to actually invade. But I should be able to integrate the Powhatan soon. And honestly, after the British broke the Spanish Armada, um, Spain's navy was a. I honestly would not oppose that. Battle Hymn of the Republic is a total banger. And I mean, so is Rule Britannia. Either that, or there was a British patriotic song called Jerusalem that is also awesome. I think I can find that one for you. And that one I think was considered. I Vow to Thee My Country would also work for the British anthem, I think. Yeah, give this a listen. Yeah, that is the thing. I still haven't quite figured out how to get my computer to play. I think I need an expanded. I'm running a laptop on a dual monitor setup, so I've been trying to figure out how to make that work. But I can't seem to get the game audio to play as much as I would like to. I will figure it out eventually. I have just been very busy with the proper episodes lately. But Jerusalem is a banger of a song. What are the good ones? I will say France has a good national anthem. Le Marseillaise is a badass song. Also, have you ever heard the military cadence version of that? Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die. I think it's blood upon the risers. That is a funny song. Yeah, the refrain is "Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die." It was a U.S. Airborne cadence from World War II. I just put it in the chat. Check it out. I had heard from a buddy of mine who is familiar that they'd actually restricted it from being used, which sucks if it's true, but I can't attest to that. I mean, I guess it was from the 1940s, not particularly politically correct, but it is a very funny cadence that was very popular during with airborne soldiers in World War II. There's a Union version of what was it? I think it was there's a Confederate, a famous Confederate. I'm blanking on the name of it. This is gonna bother me. Yeah, it was a There's a Union version of Dixie, um, that is just kind of mocking the Confederacy. Civil War songs are dope, though. This country knew how to write some pretty fucking awesome patriotic songs back in the 1860s. Yep, that's it. I'm trying to think of what other. Italy's national anthem is also pretty freaking great. I do like that one. It has a very catchy beat to it, or it has a very catchy tune. I like how Russia just kept the Soviet anthem and changed the words. Because the anthem still sounds the same, they just changed the words to be not communisty, which is good because the Soviet Union's anthem was also pretty fucking great. I say that as somebody who is not fond of communism. The anthem was pretty fucking great. I will give them that. It's like I like the Star Spangled Banner, but Battle Hymn of the Republic is a way better song, way better tune, much more inspiring lyrics. You got to dig it. Um, I would be willing to bet money that someone has beat you to it. Um, I unironically like hard bass, but I like electronic music generally. But no, it is. I would be willing to bet that someone has done that. Look, someone made a dubstep version of Prusen's Gloria, so someone has definitely made hard bass Soviet this hard bass Soviet anthem. Yeah, somebody put in some time and effort to make this thing. Also, get out of here with that. I'm not paying for views. But yeah, check out the dubstep Prussian Glory March. It's awesome. When you've got to invade Paris at when you've got to march into Paris at 6, but you've got to rave tonight. Yeah, you got to go dance at 8. There we go. We have Florida, so now we can introduce the Florida Man Super Soldier program, and with an army of hardened Florida men, we shall conquer the world. Florida Man is unironically one of my favorite superheroes. He's also one of my favorite supervillains. All right. More free policies. I will take the force limit modifier, train some more men up. All right. Let's raise a new army. Oh, we've definitely. So let's beef these guys up first. Ship the army of Ireland back home. Yeah, that's. But there are also like good Florida Man stories where Florida Man does a good thing. Like there is a Florida man recently rescued a woman from drowning after her car shot off the road. So he is both a hero and a villain. He is the ultimate anti-hero. He is his own superhero and his own supervillain. See, the thing is, the Florida Man stories only exist because Florida actually has some rather commendable laws surrounding like police transparency. So the details of the cases get get published more openly than they do in other states. So reporters will just hang around the local precinct, um, waiting for weird shit to happen, and then they'll just publish those stories because they get clicks. My money's on Florida Man. I feel like the Florida Man's gonna pull some crazier shit. Like the Serb might be more competent, but you can't account for Florida Man's sheer unpredictability. Not even Florida Man knows what he's gonna do next. Serb certainly won't be able to figure him out. Although in terms of whose memes are better, I really can't say. They've both got some fantastic memes about them. Oh no, we're losing some people. Yeah, this is probably something pretty common with yeah, but the Florida Man has more firepower. The US has more guns than people. But I do spend a lot of my time listening to other countries' patriotic songs because I'm a total dork. come on. There we go. Florida man would probably pull out some NFA violation short-barreled rifle that fires fucking I don't know, probably Browning machine gun ammunition because fuck you, that's why. I think everyone does. I don't think you can listen to Rule Britannia and not feel British. It's condensed Britishness, the song. Germany has some pretty great ones too. The Netherlands has a pretty dope national anthem as well, I gotta say. Not that familiar with the rest of them. The Ottomans had an awesome anthem that I do not think is employed by modern Turkey, but the Ottoman anthem sounded like supervillain music. I love it. But it was composed by an Italian. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah, they had an imperial anthem, which just sounds menacing. Again, I think there's some songs that just capture a certain place and time. Also, I might have to check that out. That sounds that sounds interesting. But no, there are some songs that just capture a place and a mindset so perfectly that you can't help but sympathize or relate to that experience when you hear them. Also, now we've got a fully fledged army of Ireland, and we've got to rebuild our transport fleet. Sometimes when I play this game, I will completely turn off the game score and just roll with a compilation of patriotic songs from whatever country I'm playing as. I can't be the only person who does that. There we go. Got a South Africa garrison now. And we took out a loan. Holy crap. What is going on here? Yep, it's our colonies. We gotta probably gotta abandon some. Or we can send Protestants there. Let's abandon that one and send him here. There we go. I will say that Civilization did a great job with the like changing these folk tunes as they went through time. Oh, I dig that. That would be a dope anthem. I really dig that. The Russian atomic era theme is also really good. I will say Civ 5 is peak civilization. No one's going to change my mind on that. Civ 5 is the best in the series as far as civilization goes. Let's reduce our inflation. If only it were that easy to do. Alright, we can start converting back to Catholicism. London's going to be the hard one, but we're getting there. I will say from between Jerusalem and this one, I think both would be a fantastic British anthem that's way better than God Save the King slash Queen. Um, because Anglicanism is a really weak religion mechanically, and I have Catholicism is mechanically stronger. I think I find the papal buffs can be really useful at times, especially the free stability here. Um, Church tax is also useful, boosting mercantilism and getting rid of inflation. And historically, unless you have Henry VIII show up, England does not go. England was actually one of the most faithfully Catholic countries in Europe prior to Henry VIII. So without that exact set of circumstances, England probably remains Catholic. If you're ever looking for a very good movie to watch, I recommend A Man for All Seasons. It's about the life of St. Thomas More, who was a high ranking minister in Henry VIII's court who refused to accept the king's conversion to Anglicanism and was executed for it. Really, really good movie. Um, I forget exactly when it was made, but you gotta check it out. One of my favorites. Yeah, it came out in 1966, starring Paul Scofield. Definitely give it a watch. It is also a very faithful reconstruction of England in the 16th century. So if you're into movies with a high degree of historical accuracy, give it a look. I hate it when the colonial countries do this. Um, I don't know when. I know that the 13 colonies will win because they have insanely more development than Newfoundland, but it'll happen eventually. Um, I guess it depends on what everyone else does. If France decides to go for Louisiana, um, I probably won't, but if this is open, I will probably try to take over Louisiana. I'm just not interested in fighting the French for it. Granted, the French are looking kind of weak right now. Um, this border gore I absolutely despise, but I have not encountered that event in a while. But we'll see. Um, if the border gore gets too annoying, they're not actually. They are Castile's vassal or Spain's vassal. I think I honestly don't know what Paradox did with the Leviathan update, but they really screwed the pooch because in my France game, Russia had Kazan as an enormous vassal down here, but they refused to integrate them, even though it was just creating so many problems for them. So they definitely did something that makes vassals weird. I don't know what that something was, but I don't like it. All right, let me send a explorer into the interior of Australia. Also tech up. There we go. Also, this Scandinavia is looking bizarre. It looks like Denmark will get eaten by Lubeck, which I always hate. Mecklenburg is looking really thick. Germany, as usual, looks disgusting, but this is particularly disgusting. There's always just such weird fucking borders in the HRE. I mean, it's bound to go that way, just because that's kind of how it happened historically. But yeah, that's the weird thing about Denmark. They are in the hands of a player. Denmark can be a global superpower, or sometimes the AI will throw them a bone, and they can actually integrate both Norway and Sweden and still become a global superpower. But and even, sometimes even a real colonial power. But in a lot of games, Denmark just gets devoured, either by Lubeck or by Sweden, and they never really amount to much. The main problem with playing Denmark as a player is they're kind of boring. Because you already. Yes, I have, and I loved it. I have a lot of fun childhood memories of that show. But the problem with Denmark is they're kind of boring because you start basically already having founded Scandinavia. You just got to hang on to it, which is not particularly difficult to do. That's true. They are really only there to slow down England and Russia. But in the hands of a player, you can turn them into a major power. Again, they start the game basically having already united Scandinavia. The Kalmar Union was a really interesting country that was. It might have worked. It might have worked. Had the Danes been a bit more diplomatic and had a German not wound up on the throne. But it was mainly established as a counter to the Hanseatic trade cities edging in on Scandinavian dominance of the Baltic Sea. Because in the late 13th and 14th and early 14th centuries, you start seeing the rise of cities like Lübeck and Hamburg and Riga, Königsberg, Danzig. Most of these cities along the northern, northern edges of Germany, Poland, and the Baltic states today um, formed a very powerful trade league that was trouble for the Scandinavians. So the three crowns of Scandinavia, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, united under the Kalmar Union to counter the Hanseatic cities. It ultimately didn't work, and the Hanseatic League remained a major trading power in the northern North Sea and Baltic for a very long time. But it was a good try at countering the rise of a rival power in the region. There we go. You know who also has a pretty cool national anthem is Ireland. The soldier song is pretty great. Oh, I love this channel. Yeah, well, there's one about TikTokers drinking a shitload of Benadryl, which is a really bad idea. This channel's pretty great though. Granted, I'm somebody who likes watching people doing stupid shit because it's mildly entertaining. And it's a good reminder that humans aren't really that far from from the monkeys we started as. As George Carlin put it best when he said, "We're not all that highly evolved. All we are is chimps with baseball caps and automatic weapons." We think we're better than monkey, but we're not better than monkey. We're more. They're more like us than we. We're more like our primate ancestors than we'd like to imagine. Nice. All right, we almost have all of Australia together, except for this one cursed province that Kilwa has control over. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Oh, there. That's all there is left of Kilwa. So I will just move this army over here and deal with that. All right. So who are you? Okay, that's weird. We have a Kilwan colony under the control of Madagascar. Huh. Well, this might require a bit more strategery to actually deal with. But yeah, honestly, as much as we like to think we're advanced, we're not that far removed from what we used to be as a species. We're still basically monkeys. Just monkeys that have figured out how to split the atom and can end all life on this planet if we really want to. I mean, here's a real striking number. At the height of the Cold War, the Russians and the Americans had enough nukes between them to end all life on this planet several times over, and both of them have given up. Both of them have given up the vast majority of their nuclear arsenals, but between them, we still have the nuclear firepower to end all life on this planet twice, and that's the entire fleet gone. That's great. Maybe not. Maybe they survive. All right, they survived. Nice. Also, that is true. We are basically just really advanced monkeys. We're not as clean and evolved as we want to think we are. But I think it's bad that people have a tendency to forget that, as you forget that we're just a bunch of a lot of humans are just a bunch of violent shitheads. And that is some Stone Age stuff that I don't see going away anytime soon. Howdy, welcome to the stream. I apologize for not doing a stream on Friday. I have been very busy working on the next couple episodes of the podcast. Yeah, we're also monkeys that figured out how to go to the moon, but yeah, I've been rather busy working on the next snippets of history is coming out probably this Tuesday, and it's going to detail the Manhattan Project and the development of the atomic bomb. And in doing research for that episode, I learned that Robert Oppenheimer makes me feel completely inadequate because the man finished a PhD by the age of 23. And he was giving lectures at the age of 12. He was just a complete genius. Soon I want to really tighten my grip on Australia. I'm shooting for sometime in the next century. So, sometime in the 17th century, I'm going to start really moving in on India. But right now, I've pretty much achieved my main goals aside from India for this campaign, which was to be bigger than the British Empire during the Napoleonic era. So my goal for this campaign is to outdo the historical British Empire in this period, which would be this, basically. So I'm going to need to take Malta, the Ionian Islands. I will if I can. I'm already bigger than the British Empire was in 1815, but I'm gonna see if I can do them better than they actually did historically. I mean, I am already bigger than England was in the Napoleonic era. So that's right. We got to spy on the parent country. Yeah, Britain. So part of the thing about European expansion into Africa and why it didn't happen sooner is because a lot of the diseases native to Central Africa here were death sentences to European explorers. The only reason the Dutch did so well in South Africa is that the climate is not that different from Europe. It's warmer, but it's still temperate. So the problem is when they started moving much north of there, they encountered a whole lot of diseases that just caused them to drop like flies. Also, we have religious rebels because they pissed off the clergy. But malaria in particular was really hard to deal with and slaughtered a whole bunch of would be European conquerors in Africa. And the Europeans only really had a way around that once they developed railroad technology and a lot of modern medicine. So that's why Africa remained relatively untouched by colonization until basically the late 19th, early 20th century, when a lot of European powers started to express an interest in it because it was one of the last frontiers that hadn't been heavily colonized yet. They have a high liberty desire again. Let's placate local rulers. I have the prestige to do it. Alright, let's see if we can't. Alright, let's influence you. There we go. We can vassalize them now. That's what I was waiting for. Take that royal marriage from Sweden. Yes, free colonist. There we go. Where do we send him? Do we start doing the interior of South Africa, or do we... Well, let's take New Zealand. Which, the number of maps that just forget that New Zealand is a thing is honestly a little alarming. It's like one of my favorite conspiracy theories is that Finland isn't real. But at least people went through the effort of making a theory that Finland isn't real. People just forget that New Zealand exists down there, which is probably not that bad of a thing. I mean, it's probably in case of complete nuclear Armageddon, it's probably one of the safer places to be. I think actually though Switzerland is probably the absolute safest place to be, despite being surrounded by a bunch of countries that would get nuked in case of complete nuclear Armageddon. Simply because they're the only country in the world that has enough space in its bomb shelters to hold its entire population. So there you go. After complete nuclear apocalypse, the Swiss will inherit the Earth. which means it'll be a very peaceful and orderly Road Warrior apocalypse. Let's keep building out our road network. Build up some manufactories. Yeah, there was I forget the name of the England DLC, but they really got the best of the coal resource. I think England has more coal producing provinces than anywhere else. The only problem is you got to get so far into the game to actually get it, because coal doesn't even show up until the Age of Enlightenment. All right, let's send our fleet because we're going to need that to invade Madagascar. Because we need to absorb this weird cursed little province. It's almost as bad as when the Mamluks get it in their heads to colonize Australia. It just looks so bizarre. That's not bad at all. Alright, so with Tasmania. Alright, that's Australia. We have the entire coastline, and we will soon have the last inland provinces that we need. So I'm going to send some guys into the interior of South Africa, because you can usually get some decent gold provinces there. Like, I've got a gold province in Cape Town. And Australia, and New Zealand too. I'm also going to be focusing on that. Alright, we have pretty much complete control over the country. We've gone North Korea mode. Let me build up a force to... It shouldn't take that many men. I can't imagine these guys have much of an army to speak of. Also, I will say in something completely non-history related, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I got it to relive my childhood really good. The games look better than they ever have done, and they fixed a lot of the jank, in particular with Mass Effect 1. So, if you're into those, Legendary Edition is worth it. And if you've never played them, pick it up if you can, because honestly, some of the best sci-fi in a very long I've seen in a long time. Let's just forget that Andromeda exists. The original trilogy is really good, though. Almost like Star Wars. Just forget the sequels exist and remember the classics. Damn it, we didn't get global trade. Who got it? Ah, the Dutch. Damn it. Well, at least we got colonization. We have at least one institution. So it could be worse. Actually, I can probably start revoking these monopolies. Oh, I see. Gotta declare war on the colony. Alright, this shouldn't be too difficult. Also, I hope you guys haven't gotten too attached to this particular backdrop, because in a few weeks, Lady Renegade and I will be moving in together. So you will see an entirely new backdrop back there. I am beyond excited for it, and you guys will get to see a cool new backdrop. So, oh, they had a lot more dudes than I thought they did. No, I'll blockade them. And I mean, it shouldn't be too expensive to take this one province here. I'll take that free stability, thank you. All right, yeah, we can take it. We're just gonna have to. Oh, we need at least 10 war score. All right. No, you guys go back here. All right, London is Catholic once again. Delete that group of dudes. Now we need to go to Africa. Train up some cannons. And once that battle group is done, we should be able to land in Madagascar. Also, what was that I saw? Marines. Oh, that's new. So we can get special marine units. That's interesting. And I mean, it's true. As England was a naval power, they did need infantry that were very good at fighting on in coastal areas. So you get the Royal Marines. Nice. All right, coastline of Australia is ours. Nice. All right, making good progress here. Let's see where we are in the. We are number two in the great power rankings behind Spain, because Spain is pretty damn chonky in the New World. But once we start invading India, we should catch up to them pretty fast. And that is probably next on my plate. With North America pretty much under my control, and now Australia pretty much there too. Up next is India. And I'm probably going to wind up spending most of the rest of the game trying to eat as much of India as I can. Alright, blow their walls open. Alright, we've almost got our country completely Catholic again. Just gotta worry about Sussex. Alright, we just want the one province. Thank you. There we go. I'm probably gonna delete these guys and build those marine units. I'm interested in how they perform. I'm also gonna start beefing up my navy. Make a navy that's worthy of being English. Or make a navy worthy of England. Let's see, what's our development look like? And where can we develop more? There we go. Got to maintain dominance in the channel. We are still the biggest, but we've got some considerable competition from the Dutch and the French. Alright, Royal Marines. I want to try these guys out. Okay, they disembark a lot faster. That's interesting. And they don't get any crossing penalties, and they rely on sailors, not soldiers. That is that I like that idea. Let's see what they can do. They will probably be very useful in the invasion of India. Let's give them a general. Delete these guys. Now we should start taking a serious look at our fleet. Because we're going to need a strong fleet to conquer India. Split off 4 ships, upgrade them. Upgrade these guys as well. Where is indebted to the burghers? There we go. Take the free money and use it to upgrade my fleets. There we go. And the rest can be used on heavy ships and additional trade ships. Let's save him. Because we got the money now, which is 1% interest, which is always nice. So we'll upgrade these guys and build up some heavy ships. Go away, I'm not interested in European entanglements. We're building our great wooden wall so that England does not have to deal with Europe. Let's rename these guys. That doesn't really fit them. Yeah, I'll just take that hit. Because we're still a little ways away from teching up. And we can probably... Yeah, we can get a level 2 guy. I will probably end up doing that once I've built my fleet up. But I spent most of my money for about the last century just colonizing stuff, so I didn't really build my fleet up as much as I probably should have. So I'm catching up right now. But once I've got 30 heavy ships and the Royal Marines, the Netherlands is probably screwed. And the Age of Reformation is coming to an end, so I will no longer have to worry about... Okay, this is a good opportunity. Get the hell out of here, Sweden. England stands alone. I have successfully Brexited. I will only now deal with Anglosphere countries. And let's add all these guys to the trade company. So we have Sierra Leone, which fits into my goals for this campaign. North America is looking pretty good. I will eventually be going to war with Spain too, because I want Gibraltar. And the French have decided to get involved, which is interesting. They really didn't seem all that interested in the Americas. Where is British Guiana? Okay, so I'll send some colonists there as well. Just for full historical accuracy. Oh, I don't... Why is my guy still there? I don't need him there. Alright, they're 3 years away from being able to be integrated. And then the entire North American coastline will be mine. Well, except for the Micmac, which I should actually send somebody. Yeah, I'll send a diplomat to them. Also, I hate that they're doing this. I hate it when they snake out like this. Alright, I have a trade fleet now, so send you to the English Channel. Should rename that so I can keep better track of it. Rename you, rename you, just so I can keep track of where my trade fleets are. Because these guys will be in the North Sea. And that's all my home trade dealt with. And these guys will be the Royal Navy. No, Royal Navy, not Navy. That's fucking weird. And I'm also going to start building out some shipyards. Because we need more ships. Because we're England. And England needs boats. Lots and lots of boats. Alright, and we're probably starting to look at some pretty sexy borders for the end game. Because with all this taken care of, we are basically just going to be able to focus on India for the late, mid, and, well, overall late game. I will take that. Thank you. I'll take the settler increase guy. I'm surprised that France hasn't wanted to go to war with me over Calais. Not displeased, I'm just surprised. What's the next? I think next I'll take economic ideas. Just be rolling, or maybe trade. I think economic and trade are my next two idea groups. Just be completely rolling in money. Also, I'm surprised Australia doesn't want to move inland yet. Nice. I mean, they don't really have anywhere else to go. They have to move inland eventually. Yeah, adapt, improvise, adapt, overcome. Yeah, we'll lower taxes. How is my fleet coming along? Alright, send these guys into the North Sea. Spain got the first circumnavigation. Well, it's not the end of the world. we've pretty much got it all explored anyway, so it's not something we really have to worry about. I wish they would give Hong Kong its own province here. That would be very nice for an England player. Manchu's looking thick. Maybe we'll see the Qing dynasty this game. I mean, I've never seen it happen naturally, but I have seen the AI form Prussia once or twice, so nothing's impossible. But yeah, Manchu's looking thick, so we can hope. That's what I was looking for. New Zealand. Once New Zealand's colonized, I'll probably just keep my colonists taking whatever Pacific islands are left over, because my main my North American colonies will just continue going inland on their own. They don't really need my help to do that. And once I've got the full interior of South Africa, which is just like a couple provinces left, I'm pretty sizable. Like, imagine if the British Empire was already this big, circa 1605. All right, we have a sugar province now. So yeah, after I've got Australia colonized, um, all I've really got to worry about then is India, and then taking a couple provinces in Europe, i.e., Gibraltar, Malta, which is Malta. Malta's controlled by two Sicilies, which doesn't control any. Oh, damn it! The Ottomans have gotten into Italy. The Battle Pope has brought about his own undoing. All right, let's build. All right, we have our road system built out, so we can just keep building shipyards because we need boats. Lots and lots of boats. Relatively historical. My goal is to just be bigger than the British Empire was by the Napoleonic Wars. Basically, be better than England was historically in this time period. No, I'm not playing on Iron Man. I've gotten very attached to this mod set I have on because it makes the map look so pretty. It's called Europa Reborn. I really recommend it if you're looking for a pretty map because just look at this map. I mean, the thing that I love about it is that it shows the farmland looking like actual farmland. It's just really pretty textures and it disables Iron Man. So it's not the end of the world, but I like the way it makes the map look. Oh, nice. It's that, and I've got some unit packs on. Um, I like this mod set. I like how it makes the game look and feel. So, because it's that's not the only one I have on. I also have one that allows you to build roads, which I think is really nice for role playing, and a handful of others. Someone a few weeks ago clipped my mod list. If you're interested in it, you can find that on my channel. But no, I think I've got the game looking very nice. So probably just going to be keeping those on for the foreseeable future. I'm not that serious. The main reason I play is so I can talk about the history going on in this period, which is why I'm trying to do a relatively historical Britain. And we're behind on military, which is not great, but we are the number two world power, and I don't see the Commonwealth catching up to us anytime soon, which they're doing incredibly well. Yeah, check out it's Europa Reborn. Honestly, the best map mod in my opinion. And I think it's actually just it's a terrain mod combined with a handful of other mods that just makes the map look real pretty. Let me rename this because White Squadron means nothing to me. I also have a historical colonization mod, which prevents some of the disgusting things that happen in the New World. So it makes sure that Spain always does what Spain did historically, and Portugal does what Portugal did historically. It prevents weird shit like I've seen one time I saw the Netherlands grab the Yucatan Peninsula of all things, and it bothered both my OCD and my historical education. I'm gonna have to abandon some of these because I have again overstretched myself. Yeah, that's another really good mod I recommend if you're sick of seeing things like Mamluk Australia. Things that just make no sense. Also, look at the French go. I don't know how they did that. Well, now I'm gonna have to fight the French. Oh well. Yeah, things like that just bother me. Like I am an actual historian. I studied history in college, and I do. I have played with that one. The only problem is it melts my computer. um, my computer just struggles to deal with it, so I don't. I have it downloaded. I just don't really use it all that much. Because it adds something like it like doubles or triples the actual number of provinces in the game or something like that. I'm gonna side with the 13 colonies because they have a far higher liberty desire. And I'll send this guy in to improve relations with Newfoundland. But now my New World borders don't look as gross, so that's a plus. There must be some glitch with the mod that's making that name screwed up, but usually it would just say New Spain. There we go. Mostly because I have this one saved up, so I can just take that land right back. Where did my water go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. But I do also recommend the All Roads Lead to Rome mod because the road network is a lot of fun for sort of role playing and playing tall. Alright, need military advisor, but I don't have the money for a military advisor. There we go. I will have to check that one out. That sounds like it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll take that extra admin talent. And I have a few mods that add on some like flavor for your ruler and some additional flavor events. And there's also one that gives you a bunch of different portraits for your advisors, which I like. I will support them. And I can probably develop some provinces, so I will do that. To Marsh. I want to start with York because I can upgrade that. No, I can't. Upgrade Gloucester as well. There we go. Some upgraded provinces, be raking in more money. Alright, got our fleet all built up, so we should be ready to go to war with the Netherlands soon. The only problem, are they still, yep, they're still allied with France, but I might be able to go at them through Oldenburg. Yeah. Go at them through Oldenburg, get them to break their alliance with France, and then I can go after them on their own. Foolproof plan. We're not going to add a tariff on that because we want to keep our liberty desire low. I'm actually going to decrease what tariffs I do have. I'll take that, yeah. That'll be good. Nice, nice. And we should be... Yep. I overextended myself on colonies once again. Very nice. Alright, British Guiana. So we've got that taken care of. I'll grab the Caribbean provinces I need when I go to war with Spain over Gibraltar. Take a look at the ledger. Let's see what France has military-wise. I actually have a much larger army than France. Oh, okay. Maybe I can fight the Netherlands and them at once. Especially once I get my quality ideas ramped up. The problem with fighting France right now is they've got Ilan, which makes their troops just a total bitch to deal with. But I do have superior numbers, and once I get quality ideas deployed, they'll fall by the wayside. And I will definitely have complete naval dominance. That goes without saying. Probably pay some of these back too. So I can take out another lump sum of cash from the burgers. Hmm. Yeah, let's get an alliance with the Iroquois. That'll be useful. Historically, the British allied themselves with the Iroquois and the French with the Huron, which the Iroquois and the Huron already did not like each other very much. Also, the Japanese are colonizing Korea several centuries too early, so that should be interesting. All right, got the Canada colony all set up. Got a firm ally in the Iroquois, and our colonization game is going pretty good. Can probably start expanding more into New Zealand. All right, we are at the age of absolutism, which I don't think is a bad place to stop. So our goal is to enter our golden age here. Um, so we're going to want to expand the size of our army, which we should be able to do by conquering India. We need one more trade company, and we need to build some universities. But I think this is a good place to stop for tonight. Entering in a new era. The year is 1610, and the British Empire is already one upon which the sun never sets. We've got Canada, the United States, or what will be the United States. Howdy, welcome to the stream. I'm actually just about to end it, but if you want to tune in on Friday, I will be doing a EU4 multiplayer stream. And actually, if anyone else wants to get in on that, just let me know, and I will shoot you an invite to the stream or to the game. And I had one going, but the Leviathan update has screwed that up. So probably gonna have to start that one again. So I might as well invite anyone from the stream who wants in. So if you are interested in doing that, send me a message by Friday, and I will send you an invite. So that one will be on Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Just let me know sometime in the next week, and I will send everybody invites to the game. So that's about it from me. Keep an eye out for a new episode on YouTube on Tuesday covering the development of the atomic bomb, and a new episode of the main series coming out early June, detailing the rise of Christianity in ancient Rome. That's about it for me. Renegade Historian signing off. Have a great week, everybody.